Good morning, NASNPRO listeners. My name is Naomi Cauger, and I am the founder and CEO of Aesthetic Science Skincare. It is my pleasure to be able to talk with you today on acne and rosacea. I think you heard Denise's promo of who I am and what I've done. I've been in the industry a very long time and have looked at a lot of acne clients and also rosacea clients. Very hard to treat. We didn't really have a lot of treatments or ingredients, but now in the 21st century, we do. We have wonderful ingredients and we have a wonderful ultrasonic machine. What I know about an ultrasonic machine is that we can get a 98% clearance on all grades of acne. That is miraculous. Any of you that have treated acne, you know how frustrating it can be, but also for your client because it just doesn't seem to want to go away. A little bit of background. I know a lot of you, if you've gone to really good schools, know a lot about the biology of acne. It is a chronic inflammatory condition caused by the sebaceous gland and the hair follicles. We have blemishes, including comedones. Those are blackheads and whiteheads. Pustules or pimples, and also we have nodules or cysts can appear on the face, the neck, and even the upper body. I don't know how many of you have really struggled with back facials, but it's very, very difficult to treat. In some cases, acne may continue into adulthood. In the beginning, acne is usually in adolescence, and unfortunately, sometimes it can last between 5 and 10 years. If you've had clients, they probably all say, when is it ever going away? Well, to be a really good esthetician, you have to give them hope. And finally, the esthetician is in the best possible position to treat acne. What is lacking is an effective, clinically proven, product-driven program. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. You probably know that there are 4 grades of acne. Grades 1 and 2, open and closed comedones. 3, we get the pustules, and 4, we get all of the above plus cysts. We have wonderful before and after pictures of treating acne with our aesthetic science products, plus an ultrasonic machine. There is a picture right now of a client, and in about 6 weeks, she was fortunate. I also teach in schools here in Florida, and that was a very inflammatory condition. What we like about an ultrasonic machine is that it's anti-inflammatory, but it's also antibacterial. And we're talking about a machine, not a handheld skin scrubber. The reason why we like a machine is because it has the power. We can actually say we're deep pore cleaning. And it also eliminates a lot of extractions that causes pain. If any of you have ever had a facial with a steam machine and then the extractions, it hurts. And what we don't like to do is hurt our clients. Having an ultrasonic machine, you really don't need a steam machine. It really eliminates extractions that hurt, but it gets results. When the client leaves, the skin is less inflamed, and you were able to clean out a lot of those pores and follicles that are containing all of that sebum and bacteria. I think one of the most interesting things is when you use the machine, you can actually see all that sebaceous matter come right out of the pores. It was so interesting the first time I ever saw it. I think Denise told you that I started way back in the 60s, but the breakthrough really came in 2002, 2002, when the first ultrasonic machine became available. And Aesthetic Science has the only one that has clinical studies. So we can actually say that we get a 98% clearance on acne, all grades, and a 90% clearance on rosacea. Also, Aesthetic Science has the products that go with an acne treatment. The hardest thing, I think you all will say is that to get adolescents to go on a really good home care regimen, it is difficult. I've got some ideas and some suggestions, especially if you can get them to cleanse at night. We have a wonderful cleanser that contains salicylic. I call that the Roto-Rooter, but that really is the oil-soluble one. That'll go right into the pores and clean out all that sebaceous matter. As I said, I call it the Roto-Rooter, and they all seem to like that terminology. So at night, a good cleanser with glycolic, salicylic, and also lactic acid. Lactic is really good because it's a hydrator. And a lot of adolescents and adults think they have to dry out the skin to get rid of the oil, but that's not true. That begins to cause another problem. So at night, if you can get the client to cleanse their skin, we also like to use a toner. I'm not really going to get into it, but if they'll just cleanse, that is number one. They've got to cleanse. Toners really reestablish the pH factor, but knowing adolescents, they just want to go to bed. They've had enough. So if they can at least cleanse, and then I like them to use a 2% salicylic. That is the key, because salicylic will go in and destroy the bacteria in those pores and hair follicles. If you can get them to do one more step, we have an oil-free, actually we have a blemish control serum, and it also has hyaluronic acid, so it's not going to dry the skin out. We also have a wonderful pore cleansing mask. So if they have any breakouts, they can just dot those breakouts with that mask, or if they want, they can also put it all over their face and just go to bed. And they'll wake up the next morning, a lot of the blemishes will have gone, and also the breakouts. You'll see less inflammation and fewer breakouts. Morning, if you can't get the client to wash their face at night, they just want to hop in the shower, get ready, and be on their way. At least have a cleanser in the shower, because they didn't remove the bacteria and they really didn't clean the skin the night before. So a quick fix might be to get them to cleanse in the morning, come out. But now here's the tricky part. Because the sebaceous glands wake up between noontime and 2 o'clock, if they don't get some hydration in their skin, the oil glands will say, I got to go to work, and they'll send up all of that excess oil. So this was the hardest thing to educate, to get the adolescents and even adults to understand they need hydration in the morning. These cells really want a drink of water, just like you do. You get thirsty. So in the morning, once they come out of the shower, if they can use a toner, that's great, to really establish the pH factor of the skin. Then spray the skin with NAPCA. Just don't get it in the eyes. I really just like to put it on my fingertips and get it all over my face. NAPCA is a very old product. Na is salt. We're 50% salt. The P is an amino acid found naturally in your skin. It is a hydrator. It does one thing. It attracts moisture to the skin. The second part is hyaluronic acid. That is the skin plumper upper, but it's also a hydrator, and it holds 1,000 times its weight in water. If the client is in a hurry, one of the products that we have is blemish oil and control serum. Knowing these adolescents, it's so hard to get them to do anything. But if they can get a good cleansing program at night, then all they need to do is come out of the shower in the morning, NAPCA, hyaluronic acid, and their blemish oil and control serum. We also have another one. If they're very dehydrated, you'd be surprised how many of these adolescents are really dehydrated. They have used products that have just stripped the stratum corneum. There's no oil and there's no moisture up there for the cells to function properly. So in the morning, once again, if they're in a hurry and they've cleansed at night, a little NAPCA, our hyaluronic acid, and the blemish oil and control serum. We also have another product, which is an oil-free moisturizing gel. Depending on how badly the situation is. And that's where you, as a professional esthetician, come in, being able to diagnose and then prescribe. So every client is different. You've got to get to know them and also know what they will or will not do. So once again, if they can do a good cleanse at night, use 2% salicylic, use the blemish oil and control serum, and then use the mask. They'll get an amazing results. Once again, if that is not possible, then in the morning, they need to cleanse. But once again, they need to use a hydrator in the morning and the blemish oil and control serum. But I also, if the client is very young, we have what I call my little boo-boo stick. It looks like a Q-tip. The clients can carry it. And if they start to break out, if they start to feel any oil, they just dip this and put it on those spots. Better them to use this than to try to do their own extraction or pick at it, because that only spreads the problem, spreads the bacteria. So if you have any questions about the product line, please feel free to call in. But once you're using an ultrasonic machine, this is what is the new technology that is so exciting. When your clients come in and you do the first treatment on them, they see such amazing results, because ultrasound, once again, is antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. You're really deep pore cleaning. We can actually see all that sebaceous matter come right out of the pores. The most exciting part is the next part of an ultrasonic machine. Has to be a machine, not a skin scrubber. You will not get the same results. It's almost like if you have an electric toothbrush, you still need to go to your dentist for a professional cleaning. The same with an ultrasonic machine. That is the professional cleaning. The second part of the treatment is called sonophoresis. And long term, it takes the place of galvanic current. We can actually open up the pathways and we can put the medicines right into the skin to help heal and control an acneic condition, especially those grades 3 and 4. We've had wonderful results. I'm not going to promise that it goes away overnight. It's a long-term commitment with the client. In order to get really good results, they need to come once a week for at least 3 weeks. Grades 3 and 4, it's going to take longer. But if the client begins to see results, you'll have no problem getting them to come back, because they're finally getting a treatment that they're getting results. They're seeing the inflammation go away, less disfiguring, and they're using less makeup, which is another problem. And I'll get back to that about the makeup. We have another product that is really good if your client is using a lot of makeup to hide that condition. So once again, you need to get your client to get on good home care with the Aesthetic Science products. We also have home care cards to make it easy. We have the acne card. And once again, it says in the morning, if they're doing a good cleanse at night, only cleanse with warm water. They don't need to strip that stratum corneum. And that's what a lot of the clients are doing. And then it goes in the evening, you need to really use a good cleanser. So in a little card that they can use to keep track, because a lot of them say, oh, it's so much information. But if you do it in little pieces, slow and steady, and they begin to see results, especially if they come in and have their ultrasonic treatments. That has been the best machine we've had in a long, long time. Before that, I taught at the Catherine Hines School, and we had microdermabrasion, and we thought, oh my God, that's the magic wand. But what we found out is that we were over exfoliating. Once you do that, you really dry out that stratum corneum. You really strip it of all the ingredients it needs to have a good, healthy looking skin. I call it, you need to get the cells in cellular health. And then it also tells you how to hydrate. Then we have the treatment, and we have AM and PM. Over time, I've listened to all of you estheticians, and the clients. And Aesthetic Science has made using our products as simple and easy as possible, but they also get results. They contain ingredients that we have researched over time. Simple, right to the point. There's not a lot of ingredients in the Aesthetic Science skincare program, only the ones that get results. So acne, once again, is treatable, and you, the esthetician, need to go to do a good consultation, set up a treatment program, and have the right products and explain why they need to use them. Let me take a little drink of water here. This is new to me, doing it this way. I'm used to being in a classroom. And believe me, I'll get better at it. And also, I'll get to where I can stand up and act like a teacher, like I like to do. Really telling you exactly what to do all the time. I've been at it a long time, and I'm pretty good at it, especially when it comes to analyzing the skin. And also, Aesthetic Science is going to have more what called continuing ed. And one of the things we really like to teach is how to analyze the skin. What are you looking at? And how do you set up a really good treatment plan so that your clients will keep coming back for repeat skincare treatments? The next one we want to talk about is Couperose skin. Once again, a lot of it's hereditary. A lot of it is caused by the sun. And it's an inflammatory. And if you have an ultrasonic machine, it makes life so much easier, because what is it? It's anti-inflammatory. You can really start to put the fire out. Once again, the stratum corneum is on fire. And that is why home care is so important. If the client uses makeup, especially with acne also, a product that's been out for a while, but we're just beginning to incorporate it, is micellar water. Micellar means magnet. I love it. I have very dry skin because of my age, so I love using it because it's not very stripping. But if you have a lot of makeup and you put a little bit of micellar water on a cotton round, and then you start to remove your makeup, you can't believe how much makeup you put on. Even though I say I just put a little blush on my face, no, I see a lot on that cotton round. Then once again, at night, you might want to cleanse the skin. And I like to use a very mild cleanser, because all cleansers are alkalines, and skin wants to be acidy. So once again, after I have cleansed my skin, I use my toner because I want to bring the pH factor back. And that is when at night you would want to use something that's very calming on the skin. And we have a wonderful product that has red tea. A lot of you probably have heard of green tea or black tea. Well, red tea, a lot of people drink it because it's anti-inflammatory. It's rooibos, and it comes from a plant in South Africa. So we have our soothing antioxidant serum. Wonderful to use at night to put the fire out. If your skin is very dry and dehydrated from what you've been using, and usually the culprit is products that are too stripping, or you're using a cleanser that is too alkaline. So if your skin is red, you really need to ask your client, or if your client's skin is red, you need to ask the client, what are they using? Because you've got to be a really good skin detective. You'll be surprised what you hear. I still hear, oh, I just use soap. Oh, soap is so alkaline, and that will really inflame a Couperose skin. So be a good skin detective, find out what they're using. Most of the time what they're using are products that are they exfoliate exactly too much. They're too strong. So at night, a good cleanser, mild cleanser. If they use makeup, make sure micellar water, and use a toner, one that is very mild. We have a CoQ10, which is very nourishing to the cells, and then your soothing antioxidants. Also, I have a vitamin E with squalene serum. So if the skin is very dry, vitamin E is very healing to the outer membrane of the cell. And squalene is as close to your own sebaceous matter, because what you've done is you've stripped the stratum corneum of all its oil and water. Also, our pore cleansing, I shouldn't say cleansing, our pore purifying mask. This is really good for also really red Couperose skin. And I'll just read you some of the ingredients because I think it's interesting what is in it. Mainly it has some calming things, but it's also very good for acne at night. But actually it has zinc in it. It also has sulfur, which is antibacterial, because that's exactly what Couperose skin is. It has all those little mites in it, as we like to call them, the Demodex. Also, it has camphor, which is very cooling, because that's what you want to do. You got to put the fire out. During the day, once again, please try not to use a cleanser. It's too stripping and too drying, especially with Couperose skin. Warm water, a tone or two. Once again, bring back the pH factor of the skin. Skin wants to be acidy, not alkaline. This is where hydrators come in, because water will put out the fire, and Couperose skin has a lot, lack of water and hydration. So NAPCA, which has been around for a long time, and the Aesthetic Science NAPCA, that's all that's in it, because it works quickly. It's a water-based product. It works quickly. I've been using it for years. It was the Europeans years ago, when I was in the Catherine Hines School. The Europeans brought it over, and they used to say to me, Naomi, because I'm very Celtic and white and my skin tended to be a little dehydrated, you need Napaka. I thought they were talking, Romanian or Bulgarian or whatever country they came from. Because back when I started, if you didn't have an accent, you didn't do skincare. It was all Europeans. So of course I really didn't know what they were talking about. Years later, I wished I had listened, and I wished I had understood the importance of NAPCA. Aesthetic Science, we make our own. I love the old recipe, and finally I was able to get my own formula. So every morning, I've learned not to spray it because I do get it in my eyes, and because NA is salt, it stings a little, but it won't hurt. I just put it on my fingertips and just place it all over my face. But also, ladies, make sure you do your neck. I do my arms and my legs, and also in my hair. If you call us or go online, we will send you the copy of the importance of NAPCA, why it is important in skincare. The next thing in the morning would be hyaluronic acid, the skin plumper upper. And NAPCA and hyaluronic acid are a matched pair. The Aesthetic Science hyaluronic acid is low molecular and high molecular. The low is going to go into the dermis and stimulate the production of hyaluronic acid. The high is going to stay in the stratum corneum with NAPCA to attract moisture to your skin. Then you want to use our soothing antioxidant serum. We've got to put that fire out, and there's nothing faster than using that formula with red tea in it. I couldn't believe when I started to do the treatments using an ultrasonic machine and the soothing antioxidant, how fast the fire was put out. That's why hopefully all of you will go on to Aesthetic Science Skincare and look at our video on the ultrasonic machine that we like, because it really strengthens your hand as an esthetician. You get results faster, and that's what your clients want. A lot of the clients don't have a lot of time, and when they see how fast they can get results, then you then can recommend home care that makes sense, because ours is science driven. We have all the science behind everything that you can explain to your client the importance of certain ingredients. When I do events in some of the salons that I go in or gated communities, all of the women that come, and even men, will say, oh, that was the best information. So once again, with Aesthetic Science, we have all the information you need to be successful. Once again, the other product I use myself, because I am a dry, which is a condition, but basically I like my intensive moisture serum. It just because it has squalene in it. I mix it with my hyaluronic acid serum. I mix the two of them together because then I have a little more double hydration. I don't really use it so much in the summertime because we in Florida here we have it's very humid. But I was up in Massachusetts recently, and boy, was I so glad I had that product with me, especially my vitamin E with squalene at night. I was just, if I could have bathed in all of that, I would have. So once again, with Couperose skin, you've got to get the right treatments on. But when you put serums on your skin, you must have a cream to seal everything in. And we have we have two really nice creams. One is hyaluronic acid for younger skins, and we also have a cream for a little older skins that has resveratrol in it. So once again, if you want to go online and look at Aesthetic Science Skincare and look at our machine, it just helps to treat acne and Couperose skin faster. Your clients need to come once again, once a week for 3 weeks. In the meantime, they're seeing wonderful results faster. Then you could also offer other complementary treatments, especially with acne. We have wonderful salicylic peels. We also have peels for Couperose skin and aging skin, which sometimes happens with Couperose skin because you dried it out so that the fine lines and wrinkles are beginning to show, and nobody wants that to happen. So once again, ladies, we have the cards. I have one for rosacea also, keeping it simple so that they can follow right in line what they need to do AM and PM. Any other questions? Anybody calling in for questions?
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, Crystal, ladies, usually I have a blackboard, but now I have this screen. So once again, ultrasound is antibacterial, so important if you have Couperose skin or if you have acne skin. Got to get rid of that topical bacteria. Also anti-inflammatory. Once again, acne is inflammatory and so isn't Couperose. But once again, when you use an ultrasonic machine, it gently exfoliates and deep pore cleans. That's the most exciting part, is when you actually see all that sebaceous matter come right out of the pores. When they have pustules, everybody gets really excited because when you pass the wand over a pustule, bang, there it goes. But because a machine vibrates, we actually can get up the rest of the infection that is in those pores. And ultrasound destroys the membrane of the bacteria. And that's what makes it go away. And that's why it works so quickly. So it deep pore cleans, and then it penetrates products. That's the second part of the machine. The second part of the machine is called sonophoresis. Sonophoresis penetrates products 10,000 times more effective than galvanic ever did. This has all been scientifically proven. The ultrasonic machine that Aesthetic Science uses had 1,000 split face studies on acne and rosacea and a few others. But the two main ones, we can actually claim to get a 98% clearance on acne and a 90% clearance on rosacea. Unheard of a long time ago. So new technology is what we estheticians need to compete. The doctors have all those fancy IPLs and lasers, which I'm very familiar with, but we, the esthetician, is where the client needs to go first. We need to really do you need to really be a good skin detective and set up a good treatment plan, and also do treatments that don't hurt. A lot of these machines, and I've used them, they hurt, and it's no fun. But when a client comes to your facility and you've got a wonderful machine and it doesn't hurt and they're getting wonderful results, they will keep coming back. So being able to analyze the skin, set up a treatment plan, and follow through with it, your clients will keep coming back, word of mouth, and you'll get more clients. And if you can afford an ultrasonic machine, a lot of the clients that do have them, a lot of estheticians that do have them, they will get their return on investment within 2 or 3 months. We've got all kinds of testimonials to be able to do that. There's a third part of the treatment, and that's called the healing part. Once again, when you do a treatment, we like to be able to get the circulation going, because with circulation comes oxygen into the cell for healing. Also, on that third treatment, we're able to stimulate the mitochondria. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And once again, that is able to make the cell healthier. It's able to get it back to its cellular health. Once again, ladies, we have wonderful products to treat acne and rosacea. So I hope you'll ask some questions. I'm better at that. I think time is running out. Yep. As you can tell, I can talk forever, but I'm really better in a classroom. We can answer questions. Put your hands up, because I've been at this a long time. I've seen it all, and I've done it all. And I'm just so happy to be able to keep educating and keep doing it. And also for the opportunity that NASNPRO is giving us. This is new to me, as you can tell. I'll get better at it. But I really appreciate Denise. And hopefully I'll be up in Massachusetts, because that's where I come from. And I have wonderful women up there that represent me, who will be able to come into your salons or med spas and be able to do a presentation. Because estheticians learn by doing. I taught in the Catherine Hines School for years. I'm still very friends with Ann Hines. She's like my other daughter. I've known her and, of course, her mother for a very, very long time. And they put together one of the better schools in the country based on education. Estheticians really need to keep having continuing education, because a lot of products and also machines are changing in our profession. But you need to understand them. You need to understand the ones that work and the ones that don't work. So, any questions?
So, Denise will.
Hey, Naomi. Yes, we have a question. What is the difference between ultrasound and ultrasonic?
No, same. It's sound waves. They're both sound waves. Ultrasound is nothing new. If anybody's had a baby, they know that ultrasound, they use it in hospitals to find out the sex of the baby. Ultrasound is used in imaging. It's just different sound waves. The ultrasonic machines that we use for skincare are low frequency ultrasound, KHZ. And we need to use cavitation is the first scientific word. And you need to be able to spin the water between 24 and 28,000 times per second. That's the key. 28,000 times per second, cycles per second. What makes an ultrasonic machine different is it vibrates, and that's why we can claim it'll deep pore clean. So ultrasound is sound waves.
Okay, so we should ask our manufacturers, doesn't matter who it is,
Yep.
What the vibrational oscillations are with those sound waves.
And amplitude, because a lot of machines in the beginning, if they had to put a ground, they were not ultrasound, because ultrasound is sound waves. You plug it in, it's electric. The minute you turn it on, and this is where it becomes very scientific and technical. It took me a long time. They're called transducers. They're what are able to change it from the electrical into ultrasonic waves. That's why a machine is better, because it's more powerful. It has more transducers to be able to give it the power to gently exfoliate. Gently exfoliate, especially when you're doing acne, because there isn't really a way to exfoliate with acne, because you just create more inflammation. Right. So it's amplitude, the height of the wave, because when you ultrasound is waves, it goes up, it comes down, and with the amplitude up it comes again, and that's when you see all that sebaceous matter come out. The handheld ones to me are home care. It's like an electric toothbrush. It's okay, but they really need to come to their professional esthetician for the proper treatment, because what the home care ones don't do, they cannot penetrate products quickly into the cells to get a faster result. And that's what everybody wants when you have acne or rosacea. You want to see results. The faster, the better. And having a machine helps in that process.
All right, great. And I agree. I think that retail is fabulous. I mean, as many products or handheld devices that you can retail. And of course, we found out in the last 18 months, retail was king when we had to shut down our spas and salons.
Yeah.
So, but it's always good to be able to, ask your manufacturers, why is this device better, or why is it deemed professional? Why not just purchase it off of Amazon, which, I'm certain that, so many companies are now selling their wares on Amazon. But at the end of the day, we are licensed estheticians. So we so appreciate those companies that are staying off of Amazon and supporting, the small businesses here in the United States, and anyone watching us globally, of course. But, this is really the backbone of what we do. We need to have our clients in the treatment rooms. We need to direct them to the best products and ingredients professional licensed estheticians can get their hands on.
That's true, Denise. It's called education. And with the ultrasonic machine that we represent, we're the only machine that can claim to get a 98% clearance on acne, all those grades. And I've treated so much of it. It's so rewarding because acne can be very disfiguring. And a 90% clearance on Couperose skin. But that's what the home care ones can't do. The other thing about home care, Denise, that I have found out, they overuse it. Just like everybody overdoes exfoliation, not a good idea. In between and when we were shut down, yes, a home care one, at least it's getting a little bit of that sebaceous matter out of the pores and follicles. But then they needed really good home care products, ones that are scientifically based, that are scientifically based to treat acne and Couperose skin.
Right. And absolutely. And being confident in who you are and what you do, so that not only are you selling the proper retail, but then you're also doing the virtual consultation to really handhold your clients through. So like you said, they're not over exfoliating or overdoing anything. I personally was not a big fan of companies that were selling their chemical peels direct to consumers. I felt that was, a definite, cut your nose to spite your face. And I've spoken to a lot of hair companies that during the shutdowns, they boxed up and were selling their color kits. Well, guess what? It is now backfired because their clients are not coming back because they found out that either their husband could color their hair, or their daughter, or or best friend, they had a coloring party. So we always need to do a little bit of research when it comes to just don't jump on the bandwagon of every trend, even if we are in a shutdown or a pandemic. Do what's best for your spa salon, but also reach out to your manufacturers and vendors to see how they can truly support you. And I know Naomi and your granddaughter Crystal were definitely in the trenches with your accounts, supporting them, answering questions, doing whatever you could to help those stay in business and not just survive, but thrive.
Well, we were lucky too. We had kits, but I really think it's my little home care cards, Denise, over time, because I've been in this industry a long time, listening to estheticians, listening to the estheticians tell me what their clients want. You've got to keep it simple. So therefore, you need to understand the exact ingredients that'll treat the conditions that they're that they treat the most. And having the little home care cards really made a difference. I used to have these big sheets of paper because I like to educate, so I wanted to tell everything. But no, it has to be features and benefits and get to the point. Things that the clients can understand and that they will do.
Absolutely.
Because what we wanted them not to do was to over exfoliate, because once they do, once you exfoliate, then you have to treat. And so they don't know what to treat because they've just stripped the stratum corneum. When they exfoliate or when they do any kind of peels, they've created a wound and you've got to heal the wound. And if an esthetician can't explain that to her client, to make them come to her, because she's the best one to be able to set up a treatment plan based on what her client's needs are.
Absolutely. So Naomi, I heard that you are giving something away to one lucky winner. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
All right, special giveaway. So how do we get it? What are the deets?
Or I'll get my granddaughter. Thank God. As you can tell, Denise, I'm not computer literate. I get my granddaughter does all of that for me.
Well, and we're grateful to have those behind the scenes. Thank you, Crystal, for jumping in on Friday. We did the run through, and also Jennifer from Facets of Hospitality. She is in the background, controlling all of this. For those that don't know, Facets of Hospitality, they're a branding boutique company. They do give NASNPRO members a discount, so check them out. So, Crystal, you are live. Tell us, how do we win, and what are we winning?
So we're going to give away one acne kit to one person, and then also one rosacea kit to another person. So first person to comment, say where they're from, like our Facebook page, wins.
Okay, so what exactly do we need to do? Are we commenting in the thread, or are we having to say that again? I want to make certain that everybody knows what we're doing.
If they can comment in the thread, if that's the easiest.
Yep, let's do that.
Right, and then make sure you like our Facebook page.
Okay, so everything, you're going to have to do two different things. You're going to have to, one, say where you're from. So I would, if it was me, I'd be like, hey, I'm Denise from Florida. Then quick jump to the Aesthetic Science Facebook page. So go find the Aesthetic Science Facebook page, like it, and you'll be winning a acne kit or the rosacea kit. So that's going to take a little bit of time. Crystal, I'm going to have you be in charge of that, because you need to go to your Facebook page and double check who that is. Then in the comments, Crystal will be, or Naomi, whichever one, will be responding to who the winner is. So make certain to double check this thread. We will, you'll tag, Crystal, you'll want to tag the winner and announce that in the thread.
Sure.
So, thank you so much, Naomi, for all of that great information. I do hope to see you in Boston, because we're going to have a great event there. So have a wonderful day, and thank you for partnering with NASNPRO.
Thank you for having me.
All right. This is quite exciting. If you have additional questions, feel free to ask me in the thread. And so our next